Good morning, folks, and welcome to FYI. Let us know how you're doing this morning. Let us know how you're doing where you are. Welcome to FYI, each and every one of you who now joining us. Folks, it's the 11th of the 11th month, the 11th day. Good to see you, Beatrice Selby and Isabella Butchers, and all the other folks who are joining us. Whether you're sharing the live, you're cross-posting the live, you're sharing the link, whatever, however you're joining us this morning, we're grateful for each and every one of you, those folks who are joining us from at home here in Guyana, especially those in the national capital city of Georgetown, where we're broadcasting from, or even those who are coming to us, folks from in the diaspora. Y'all know y'all's favorite settlers, the ones close by who's upset with. We're happy to have each and every one of you folks, those of you who are joining us on Twitter and LinkedIn, our tubers, and those of you who are joining us on Facebook. I see Clear Alexis Charmley Richmond is the first person coming through from Facebook, and we're so grateful to have Clear with us. Beatrice Selby, Isabella Butchers, all of the regulars, guys. Share the live as we come in. Smash that emoji button. You all know how we do it. I come, and then Twitter is going to bring up the flank, and then I'm going to return to take all of the glory at the very end. Good to have you, Julian Mars, and all the other guys who are joining us in the diaspora, guys. It's our anniversary month. You know, we keep asking you guys to ensure that we can keep on keeping on. Partner with us. Smash that emoji button. Share the live as well, guys. Aaron Hector, we see you. Cheryl Bascom Greenwich, we see you as well. And all the other guys who are joining us. Sharon Alfonso Evans, Deborah Leach, Deborah Sherrill Lynch. I'm going to just add that one in too. And all the other guys who are joining us. Good morning to you beautiful folk. We trust that you guys are well. Smash that emoji button for us, guys, wherever you're joining us from. Good to see you, folks. Great to see you guys. Great to see you, folks. You all see we're available in Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. 627-6963 is the number you want to call if you have any queries, you need any guidance. And folks, can't emphasize enough, every donation helps to keep our programs going. Keeps the door open, keeps the light on, the internet running. Good to see you, folks. It's a beautiful morning outside. What is the weather where you folks are joining us from? I think the guys are going to give us a live peek outside to show us what's happening. Some part of the national capital city where we are. I am excited to see where they have where they're going to show us. John Thompson, good to see you, John, and Pinky Kerr. I see you there, Stan Bourne, and I see Cheryl Bascom Greenwich joining us out of Barbados. Cheryl, how is Barbados looking at your end? Pinky Kerr, good to see you as well. Pinky, Stan Bourne, Michelle George. Good to see all you beautiful, fantastic folks. You know, the folks joining us on YouTube overpowered now. Those joining us on Facebook. It's good. We got to, weed out some of the bravado and the ghetto from Facebook, and we go into the suburbs, YouTube and Twitter and all those other places. Well, I don't know. We got some news on Twitter this morning. It doesn't look too nice. We can talk about that in the course of our program. We can talk about that. What's happening with Twitter? What's happening with Twitter as a social media entity? Omelia, Dennis, good to see you. Stan and Pinky, John, good to have you. Sharon, Alfonso, Evans is here. Good to have you, Sharon. And all the other guys who are joining us around the world, welcome to FYI. Folks, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button as well, of course. Partner with us so that we can continue keeping on, folks. Good to have you. Really good to have you. David Wood, Kim Luke, and all the other guys who are joining us. Ismail Lamy, good to have you as well. A beautiful Thursday. Teaching everyone your productive Thursday. We hope that everything goes well. We hope that breakfast starts on a high note, lunch eclipses that, and then dinner and everything in between works for your benefit, folks. Works for your good. That's our prayer. Charles Pillow and Paul Pollard, good to have you folks joining us this morning. Beatrice, Samuel Clark, good to have you, Samuel. How are you doing this morning? Great to have you, Samuel, and all the other guys who are joining us across Facebook and around the world. Good to have each and everyone. You're really good to have you folks. I think the guys may come in with a shot of, I'm hesitating to guess it might be Sheriff Street. Wrong about in the Sheriff. Just hesitating, I guess. But good to have you folks here. The morning is off to be beautiful start. It's good weather in National Capital City. How's the weather where you are? Some of you know now having your planted in there, your toast, reading the morning news, catching up with us on all that's newsworthy. Good to have you folks. Diana Bibi Sandiford, good to see you. John Thompson, we see you as well. Out Front Parts is here too. David Wood, and Facebook user always here. Yeah, Facebook user. Great to see you folks. It's a fantastic Thursday. We're fired up at this end, guys, and we're ready to go as well. We trust that you guys are too. And Grant, we see you there, and I want to pretend I see you. Kim Luke and Sharon McKenzie, I want to pretend I see you all. Good to see you. Wonderful, fantastic folk. Margaret Nelson, the fantastic of the fantastic. Good to have you, Margaret, and all the other guys joining us. I think Julian's going to slip in just a second. But the guys, yeah, there's that live shot, guys. There is that live shot coming in there, and this is a Sheriff Street, and it's compliments of Pixel Guyana Inc. This is a live shot of Sheriff Street. Yeah, policeman on the beat there, and videos going around and everything else. Yeah, live shot. And I want to make sure that we give the people the attribution. Pixel Guyana Inc. That's their shot coming in from Sheriff Street. That's the shot there.
It looks great.
The morning is moving nicely. Beautiful weather outside, and we trust it's good weather where you are. We trust it's good weather. You see that green there? Beautiful green. We used to be called the Garden City once upon a time. Now everything, concrete is replacing the greenery, and we hope that we can go back to planting trees in our national capital city.
I like this. I like this view. I think Pixel has been doing a good job with this. Kudos to them, Pixel Guyana Inc. As you see there, we given the accreditation to them there at the bottom of the screen. Absolutely, wonderful initiative there. So persons can actually go online and see what's going on. So you see the police officer there. Listen, when you have eyes in the sky, people do things differently, So I think once we have eyes in the sky, persons do things a whole lot differently. Good morning, guys. Good morning to each and every one of you. Yolandia Thomas. Hey, good morning, Yolandia. How are you this morning? I hope all is great at your end. Denise Nez says good morning. It's beautiful. It is beautiful indeed. As you look at it there, you can't help but all of you folks there not in Guyana, not enjoying it. I'm telling you, it looks nice and orderly there. Thankfully, right? So I'm hoping that it just remains like that, because you know how it is with the traffic. And I believe the more eyes we have in the sky when it comes to traffic control, the more persons are going to be acting differently and using the roads a whole lot more cautiously. So I'm glad that these initiatives are also. Kudos to Pixel. I think they are doing awesome, and I hope that they continue to bring these coverage. Good morning, Claire. Alexis, good morning. I see Claire Capel is on this morning. Good morning to you, Claire Capel. How are you doing? I see you there. Beatrice Selby. Hey, Beatrice, how are you doing this morning? I hope all is well at your end. Facebook user, whoever you are. We have several Facebook users. Several persons come through by the name of Facebook user. I see, good morning. Sheridan Director says another Facebook user. I'm not sure if it's the same one or before. Carol Rollins. Hey, good morning, Carol. I hope all is well at your end. Says good morning, Director, on the train from Queens to Manhattan. Be safe out there. I've been seeing some little craziness going on the trains recently. I hope that you're safe, keeping your corner. We got some crazy people all over the place. So just keep safe. Make sure that you get to your destination in one piece, just like how you left your home. I hope all is well for all of you wonderful folks out there. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. I'm most excited about coming. And speaking with you on Fridays, because I know everybody is having the same bit of energy. Friday, hopefully everyone accomplished what they set out to accomplish at the beginning of the week. I always say that just have that one thing set aside, that I'm going to do this at the beginning of the week and get it done. I did get to accomplish what I set out to do, so I'm happy. I'm so happy about that. And I hope you did as well. So let me know there in the comment section. Stan Bourne, hey, I see you, Stan. So sorry I missed your comment a little earlier. I see, is it Glenda Britton is on with us this morning also. Good morning to you. Mona Moore, hey, Mona, how are you doing? I hope all is well at your end. I see it's Marlon DeYoung. Good morning to you also. I hope all is well at your end. Louisa Wills, hey, Louisa, good morning to you. June Chase, good morning to you, June. I always asking you if you and Mr. Chase if you guys are family. I love to be in people's business. I don't want to know why Cheryl giving me this attitude. I blame it on him. Good morning to you, Joy Hopkinson. I know the Hopkinsons, Barticle Hopkinson, absolutely amazing bunch of people. Awesome family all together. So anytime I hear the name Hopkinson, I'm like, this is good people. Good morning to you, Joy. I see it's I seen Koja. Good morning to you. I'm saying that a blessed Friday morning to you, beautiful Giretto. Thank you so much. I'm a blessed Friday to all of you wonderful folks that's joining us this morning. Guys, I love to be here with you. I love to have the conversations with you. And I love the fact that we get under people's skin every morning. And when we come out here and have these conversations and these back and forth, this is a time with that we actually get to say, oh, well, Yvonne is saying this. Oh, Beatrice is saying that. And these are the different perspectives and all of that. Guys, as we go into the conversation this morning, before we even get into the morning papers, I need you to share the stream. I'm going to be saying that Region 1 in particular, I need to see those folks coming in from Region 1. Region 9, I've had folks yesterday from Region 9, quite a few folks from Region 9. I'm happy about that. So make sure that you share to those outlying regions, those persons that don't have the benefit of getting access to information as easily as a lot of you on the coastline. So once you live in on the coast and once you have easy access to information in the mornings when we come on, share the stream to your relatives and your friends that may be living in more outlying regions that don't have the benefit of having credible information at their disposal as they did before. So share the stream. Move to the front of the class if you have. I see Isabella Butters there this morning. Send MP Giretta pace and power. Well, pace and power it is. That's the only way we know how to do it. Even though it's Friday, we're still powered up and we are good to go at this end. I see Leonard Clark is saying good morning. Cariveton is in the house. All the folks that's joining us from Cariveton this morning. Special good morning to each and every one of you. I see Edward Gonzalez coming in from the Bronx early this morning. Just continue to bring those up. Keep them coming. Let me know where you're joining us from. Marlon Thomas says she already shared. So good to have you with us this morning, Marlon. Doing your bit, and you understand the assignment pretty well. Good going. I see good morning coming from Loretta Argyle. Good morning to you, Loretta. I hope all is well. I see Marlon Thomas and is having a different conversation with Vanessa De Silva there in the comment section. Guys, yeah, early, very, very early. Good morning to each and every one of you. Clyde McPherson listening to Big Sister there. Hey, how are you, Clyde? I hope all is well at your end. Is it, am I seeing this right? Eula Rubens? Listen, I'm not even going to attempt to go with the second name because I missed it. Lafferman Shard says, I missed it. It just went up so fast to me at this end. I see Dawn Cook says, I already shared. Well, Dawn, Dawn's on the west side, the best side, always there, making sure that she add in her bits and pieces. I see Facebook user says, watching from Toronto. All the folks is watching us from Toronto this morning. Special good morning to each and every one of you. How's the weather over there? How cold is it? Are you guys shivering as yet? Let me know there in the comment section. Share, says Dawn. Dawn is encouraging more persons to get on board on the share train this morning. We want to share. We want the information to be out there and all of those things. Well, guys, we have a lot to discuss in the morning papers, like I just said. We're going to be going into it in 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes more with you there in the comment section, giving you a little bit more time to get shared and to smash the emojis and all of those wonderful things that I always remind you to do in the morning. Do your part. We're doing our part. You do your part, and let us get the information out there. Cheryl, I am so glad to see you with us this morning. I am so happy that you're here. Rhonda Tom also. Rhonda Spencer Tom. I hope all is well at your end. Eula Lafferman Rubens is saying, yes, Mr. Duncan. Yes. Sherrod is good with names. I am not. My humblest Sherrod, he's an old teacher, so am I, but I was never good with names. Good. Sometimes my students stop me on the road and when you're a teacher, your students, you never lose the term missing, sir. No matter what you do in life thereafter, it's missing, sir. If you started your first job in your teens, you were a teacher, and then you decide to go and study medicine, and then you're a doctor thereafter, your students is going to come to the hospital and say, Miss or Sir, because that's the way in which they see you for life. Once you taught them once in school. So I'm still stuck with that title of Miss, Miss, how are you? Miss, I haven't seen you in a long time. So, and sometimes I'm like, I know this child. I can't remember this child's name. I'm not feeling good about this, but it is what it is. I'm not good with names, guys. Roxanne Aaron is on with us this morning. Good morning to you, Roxanne. I hope all is well at your end. I see John Cook is in sweetheart. I'm not getting any notifications lately. Don't know what's happening. All right. So actually, Don, thank you for bringing that up. because just yesterday someone was giving me the same complaint that they usually get notifications every time we come on, but they have noticed that they're not getting notifications anymore. So that may definitely be an issue we're going to be checking into very, very soon, because I'm not sure what's going on at that end, because I did get that complaint just yesterday of someone saying that they're not getting the notifications anymore to say FYI is on. So sorry about that. I know it's very convenient when you get the notification to say that. We're going to be checking into that to see what we can do about it. But I don't think it's anything at our end. I'm going to put this on Zuckerberg, Facebook always with the most, because I think that bit is coming from Facebook itself. Rowena Williams, hey Rowena, I hope all is well at your end. I hope that you are doing phenomenal this morning. I hope that you guys are going to be having a great weekend. I know the weekend is upon us just tomorrow. I have so many things to get done in the 2 days that we have a lot for this weekend. And I'm going to say that I'm going to be very safe and careful in all of those things as I go out there. And I'm asking that you guys do the same as well. And I did, so we're going to go into the morning papers in 2 minutes, and it's just about that time. So I hope you've shared already. Hope you've grabbed your cup of coffee already, because we have to go straight into the morning papers. We have so much to talk about. Well, them boys on doing the most right now. Them boys doing the most. First thing that we're looking at in this morning's paper, and I see this, I'm taking this directly out of Kaiser News, guys. It says $900 million contract approved to build Wales power plant. Says President. This announcement came out just yesterday afternoon. Everyone was made aware of this. Well, guys, you know how the administration goes, you know how it goes, and I'm not even going to pretend that you don't know. We all have had this discussion before. A lot has been said. Let me just say, a lot has been said, particularly in the Guyana Chronicle, leading up to this announcement as it pertains to this particular project and all of that. And the administration is basically fighting back as to whether or not it was approved or whether or not it was not approved and all of that. Well, we have it now, and I'm going to tell you, I know that particularly we have the experts in this area, particularly those folks I know like Vincent Adams, David Patterson, and so forth, is going to be heavily weighing into all of the details of this, particularly when it comes to the requesting that the contract is actually public, and all the details are actually put out there for persons to properly scrutinize and all of that. I'm not going to be going into it very heavily this morning, but of course it's in the morning paper, so I have to bring it to your attention. But one of the things that I'm hastening going on to one particular matter, so just bear with me for a little bit. Another thing that I'm just going to say this, but I'm asking you to be careful on all of these things. This bit is just crazy. It says 2 injured and vehicles damaged as a runaway horse gallops on Stafford Street. And this is just on Stafford Street there. And this is just crazy. There was a video that was going around showing the horse just going crazy, like no one there to guide. I don't know what went on and all of that, but the reports are the 2 persons were injured and vehicles were damaged, and I can understand how that happened, because that was total chaos. So we have to get to a point that we are a lot more careful with the way in which these things operate. Let me just put it like that. I don't know at what point in time how did the horse actually get loose on its own like that. So that was very, very chaotic on the roadways, and I'm thankful that I didn't see any very serious injuries being reported. I'm not sure as to the extent of the vehicles, but we have to be very careful and cognizant of the way in which those horse cart owners, the way in which they operate on the roadways, and particularly this case, have to secure your horse and the cart very, very much more carefully based on what is going on there. We're moving forward. There's a lot of things that we need to do a lot differently, guys, but this is the one. All right, this is the one for me. I don't know about anyone else, but this bit is the one for me. Harbor Bridge fails to return on spent $446 million to the consolidated fund. The Harbor Bridge, that is the Demerara Harbor Bridge, has failed to return on spent $446 million to the consolidated fund. And this is coming out of the AG report. All right. So why is this most interesting to me is that you would remember, each and every one of you out there would remember the way in which the chief that is in control, that presides over the Ministry of Public Works, that has direct responsibility also for the Demerara Harbor Bridge. That individual also sits on the Public Accounts Committee. And you would remember, and if you cannot remember, I will remind you, this individual, Mr. Edgell, Bishop Edgell, as persons commonly refer to him, would go on and on with the most aggressive words when he explains things. This is the way in which things should be done, and this was not done like this because y'all trying to do this and y'all are trying to do that. Well, guess what? I cannot wait for the examination of this particular report at the level of the Public Accounts Committee. So I want to hear what will be said. And I want to hear that same bit of aggression and that tone and that vigor. You know, I want to hear that level of upsetness and anger when it comes to this particular report and all the other things that was identified coming under that ministry. I keep telling persons all the time that when you have systems set up in a way in which there are loopholes, we have to get to a point that we fix them and we put forward recommendations that actually fix them. And we don't use any bits and pieces to cuss down about it. Mr. Edgell cussed down about all of these. I'm just using cuss down as a Guyanese terminology, not literally curse, because I've never heard him curse literally before. So let me just put that out there. But the report is saying, further, according to the Auditor General, as of December 31st, 2021, the sum of $485 million that was remaining from the $1.513 billion that was given to the Ministry for the Demerara Harbor Bridge was retained by the ministry instead of being refunded to the Consolidated Fund, contrary to Section 43 of the FMA Act. That's the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act, guys. As a result, the appropriation account of the ministry was overstated by $485 million, and that's what was explained there in the AG's report. We have persons there that beat down on every bit and piece, particularly when it comes to the APNU AFC administration. They don't say, oh, well, this was an oversight or something like that. They say, oh my God, this was corruption and this was fraud and this was that, you know. So I'm waiting patiently to hear that the wording that is going to be associated with what this was. What was the intention? Why did you hold back the money? Why wasn't the money sent back to the Consolidated Fund as is stated there? You know, the law dictates that it's sent back to the Consolidated Fund if it's not utilized. So I find it interesting that it was not done, particularly in this ministry, because I face every Monday, once Parliament is in session, that's going to be resuming next Monday. I always face Mr. Edgell and all the words and those trigger words that he likes to use to ignite the press, to say fraud and corruption and skullduggery and theft and all of those things. Everything, in his view, once it comes onto the AP and UFC here, it was done with the intent to commit some crime. So I want to hear exactly how is he going to be speaking to these particular matters and how is he going to be bringing it forward. Let us wait and see. What are you thinking there in the comment section? Gwyneth Anderson, I see you there, and David Wood, I see you guys there. Gwyneth, you know, Gwyneth just on the ball with some comments this morning. Seymour George says they love to tea. The people know the law. They preach about it. They've been here for so many years, and he knows the system, and he knows what he's talking about. Apparently, he only knows it when it's for someone else's years. He doesn't know it when it comes to presiding over his own tenure, because this is under his tenure. This is 2021 AG's report that we're looking at. And the sad part is that as it is right now, and I'm just going to bring it to you as the fact, the sad part is the Public Accounts Committee will not be examining the 2021 report until God knows when. The report that we're now about to start examining is 2019-2020 reports. And even that, the PPP is fighting desperately to not have those two reports examined together, because they don't want us to utilize any efficient methodology and method to get the work done very, very swiftly, effectively, efficiently, you know, just manage your time better. They're going to fight that. They've made it very clear that they're going to fight that, because they want us to go 2019 report, call the ministries one by one, and then when you're done with them again, then you go to 2020 report and call the same ministries one by one again, instead of saying that, hey, you're coming, your ministry have 2 years report here, so let us examine 2019 and 2020. Same ministry, same set of people. They don't want it to be done like that. They believe that they must drag the process out. So I don't know when we're going to get to the 2021 report, but we are going to be fully dissecting the 2021 report in the public, as we've started to do. We're going to continue to do that, dissect it every single day in the public sphere, because this is the report that we should be most concerned about. We're almost at the end. We're at the end practically of 2022, and the least we should be doing right about now, we owe it to the Guyanese people, to you folks, to actually let you know what is going on there, what went on in 2021 and what continues to go on in 2022. And the people just does the worst. Just during the week, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was talking to you guys about what is going on in Region 9, that a blacklisted contractor, someone blacklisted by the Public Procurement Commission, actually got contracts over 8 contracts that totaled over $100 million. That's what's going on there in Region 9. This is under the PPP administration. The same people who go out there and want to preach down on people as the corruption and all of those things, these are the people that I'm talking about right now. So I love to see their representatives come out there in the comment section and try to defend the skullduggery and the corruption and the theft and the fraud. I'm going to use the same words that they use. I'm just going to use them back right now. Good morning to you, Cecile Ogle. I see you there in the comment section. Guys, we know the people. We know who we're talking about. We know the way in which they do things. They always continue it. I've told you before, when they took office in 2020, they went back to where they left off there in 2015. That's what they did. So anything that was progressive during 2015 to 2020, they actually gutted that, done away with it, just discard of those things and totally ignore progress to make sure that they just revert to the corrupt means in which they've been utilizing. And what they did more so was actually bring back the individuals that they used prior to 2015 to actually do their corrupt bidding and all of those things. And we know these things. We know it. The persons that don't have the technical expertise, but just have the ability to say, yes, sir, no, sir. Those are the persons that they love. Those are the persons that they bring back. The more corrupt people are, they seem to be getting higher points in their spectrum. You're like, oh my goodness, you have like fraud charges against you and those things. Move to the front of the line. That's how these people operate. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm not sure what is going on in the comment section, but I'm seeing congratulations to you, Solomon. I'm not sure what is happening there, but let me know, guys. If I missed a comment, just let me know. Ganesh, my Paul is on there. Ganesh said, all use tires. Ganesh is on the ball. Ganesh has been going through the AG's report, just like I have and all of you other folks. One of the things that I'm going to be diving into is the actual overdraft, and Ganesh is there, and I'm going to get him on one of these good days next week for us to actually go through it in depth. You would remember, guys, that prior to the 2020 election, the PPP went on a campaign bonanza when it comes to a social media bonanza when it comes to their campaign. And they talk about the overdraft and and you racked up an overdraft. And if the billions of dollars, $70-something billion overdraft racked up by the coalition in the 5 years and all of that, guess what? The PPP administration went into office in 2020. And in 2021, in June of 2021, they had an overdraft. Guys, of how much? You want to know? Over $170 billion. In 1 year, believe it or not, they more than double the overdraft that they were complaining about that APNU AFC had in a 5-year period. Nobody's talking about this. And guess what? In order for them to report, in order for them to give a clean slate on their reporting side, in 2021, they sold over $200 billion in debentures. Debentures have to be paid back at an interest rate. They sold over $200 billion of debentures to clear the overdraft so that when they went to Parliament in February, that when it comes to that line that says overdraft, it would mark 0. That's the PP administration for you. That those are the people that we have, the Leons of this world coming to defend. So I'm gonna go refresh all of those videos. I'm gonna go refresh all of those videos I have of them cussing on the overdraft, and so then we're gonna bring the conversation back. Let us bring it back, because you cannot go cuss about something and then you go in there and you don't even do that. That was over a 5-year period, and what they did was rack up more than double of that, double what they met in less than a year. That's the PPP for you. All right, guys. Pathological liar says Don Cook. Don, I'm tempted to say that you're absolutely correct. We have no other way in which we can actually look at it. Beatrice, you are absolutely correct, Beatrice. That's what's going on there, Marlon. Marlon says, good morning, everyone. Marlon, no commentary. Good morning to you. I hope all is well at your end. Guys, we're going to continue to bring you the facts and bits and pieces, the information. It's absolutely necessary that you have all of those at your disposal. With all of the oil resources that we have right about now, believe it or not, the PP administration is borrowing more than we borrowed before we had oil resources. You have to let it sink in to understand the level at which they're at right now, actually. One of the first things they did when they got into Parliament was actually to raise the internal and external debt ceiling. They took the internal debt ceiling up to $500 billion. And guess what? They are already over $400 billion in internal debt. Those are the things that they do to cover their track, to pretend that it's okay, to give false statements and all of those things. The people are a real bunch for us to deal with. That is how they operate. Don't ever forget it. Let us look at the details every step of the way. Let us continue to scrutinize everything that they put out. You got to look for the fine prints with them every single time. Literally, that's what you have to do. Look for the fine prints. It's not even there in the statements. You have to go down and look at the fine prints at the bottom. All right, I see Ganesh says they are fraudsters. Ganesh is saying the most right. And Ganesh, mind you, Ganesh is still on suspension, I have to say. Ganesh is still on suspension as it is right now, being missed tremendously for him. We miss him adding to the conversation at the level of the National Assembly and the level of the PAC and so forth. But that's all going to come to an end pretty soon. And guess what? He's going to be back doing his work, making sure that he don't give them a break like he always does. I see Winston Prophet is on this morning, says good morning. Let us continue praying for Guyana. You're so correct, Winston. You're so correct. In a country where we have oil resources that we didn't have before, the PP administration has effectively borrowed more money than we were borrowing before. Let us sink in. Let them explain to you exactly what they're doing with regards to that. Garnet said his spirit is here. Definitely, his spirit is here. Here in spirit, we're so happy to have you here in spirit with us. It's nothing but the best out of energy that comes from Ganesh. I absolutely love his energy. All right, so guys, I want to bring you some bits of information that's very sad. I want to start off by saying that very, very sad information, and I'm going to be bringing it to you as it is being reported in mainstream media right now. It says man found dead in a well at Lethem. Very, very sad bit of information. Let me just start off by saying this. And it says here that the police in Lethem, region 9 there, the Upper Takatu, Upper Esquibo region, is saying that they're investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Michael Adolph, whose body was found in a well there on Thursday at about 1600 hours. This is very sad news, and I definitely will be bringing you any updates that we get on this bit. We have to say our sincere condolences to his family, and I hope that answers are given very swiftly to what actually caused his death and any motives that is surrounding that particular report. In very, very sad situation, and I have to just say that I don't like to report on these matters at all, because I know how sensitive it is to the family members and close friends of the individuals. So I have to just say that my sincere condolences and FYI sending those condolences out to your family. Very, 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 very sad situation there. Guys, and as you continue to share, we want to get straight into the morning brew. My colleague is going to be joining me right now. You know how he likes to do it. He says this morning that he comes in and then he leaves and he comes back with a grand sweep of everything. He comes back like that. So as I prepare for him to come on, I'm hoping that you've done your bit and piece to share. I see Lola Lancaster Bishop is saying good morning, FYI family. Lola, thank you for coming through right now. And Dolly Anderson is on this morning with us also. Good morning to you, Dolly. I hope all is well at your end. And Eula said they suspended the strong ones, and but everyone have their strength, particularly when it comes to the members of parliament. But I think what they want to do is to suspend the persons that are more publicly known. Those are the persons that try to attack the most. They try to bring down those persons. They're least likely to go after persons that reside more in the outlying regions, and so because it doesn't suit their agenda, and their agenda is to muzzle the persons that persons of Ganesh Michael, Sherry Duncan, and all of those persons. Rock and come in, Sherry Duncan. Rock and come in right now. I'm seeing Stephen Collins and all of you folks there that's saying good morning. Nice to have each and every one of you. Drum roll for him as he comes in, says Lola. Lola, you know me enough to do the drum roll thing. If you hear me just like faffing around right now, I have to learn to do this drum roll.
Rocky team.
I'm telling you. Ganeseth is Gail and naughty self. Naughty is a word. Naughty sounds so, nice.
Naughty.
So decent. Naughty sounds so decent. I think we need to have different words that attributed to those actions.
I heard Ganesh on a program last night describing them as witch and demons.
Like some of you rubbing off on Ganesh. I gotta watch y'all.
You gotta cast them as witches and demons. I know Ganesh was categorizing them.
Ganesh wasn't having it anymore. Right. He was not having it anymore.
Right. Couldn't fault him at all. Witches and demons, warlocks.
All right. Out of Gordon says Shara. That's the only word,
Anna, good to see you, and Rihanna Mingo, Ganesh Mahipal, and Beatrice Selby, Andy Williams, and all the other guys, Glenn Anderson joining us this morning. Good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Marlon Thomas is here too. Marlon, how are you doing?
Hey, Marlon. Good morning to you. Marlon, always here,
Yeah, always there.
Marlon's one of those faithful ones.
Always there.
Marlon's day,
Yeah. Great to have Marlon. Yeah,
some of these folks that actually go in there and don't like to and utilize their abuse rather their one-seat majority to actually do the most evil things. Some of them should not even be there in parliament.
Should.
Like, isn't there like a
retire now, man? Retire now, man. Come out the place now.
Come out, step aside. Step aside.
Yeah. Today, I don't know if you had a chance to watch last evening. Rihanna had volume 4 of our showcase. You had a chance to see it?
Say that again. Rihanna?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see
volume 4. Yeah, it was quite something. It was on let's call it. It was on Prime.
Oh wow, I didn't see it. I was sleeping. What time was that?
I think the last one was better.
What time was it?
10 o'clock.
I was sleeping.
Yeah.
These big people sleep their hours.
I think the last Rihanna's last showcase was much better. This one was a little dark to me, but it was what it was. It was a good showcase.
I like how you follow it. I like how you follow. Yeah. You follow to the point that you can give like a critique and comparison.
Yeah. You gotta see it, Some fantastic people out there. Not the eye candy.
I have to go see.
My wife and I will.
I actually there's the new season of Manifest is out right now, so that's gonna be my time, my me time. Yeah. Somebody called me last night actually, and they're trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm so distracted and like you good? I'm like, I'm sorry, but like Manifest is on, and I just paused it to actually speak to you. So like, let me just go back. Let me just go back.
Yeah. How did you spend your evening, guys? Hope you got some time to unwind. Some of us so tired we just go in to bed and that's it till sunrise again. Out already. Good to see Samus. Delon and Gwyneth Anderson, Susan Jacobs, Ingrid Crawford joining us as well. Delon, we hope you're good. We hope you're great.
Delon, what are you looking at these days, boy? Let me know.
Faye Nicholson and all the other guys join us. Then it's Marlon Thomas, of course. Marlon join us.
Marlon, I'm happy to have you here. I'm so happy
Yeah.
when we have is how many Marlins we have? Two?
Plenty.
Three? I
They're
think it's like
enough.
three. Like we have
They're
three
enough.
Marlins at the core, like core FYI
And all the
people.
Marlins got the same energy. It's a kind of feistiness.
The Marlin
Right?
energy.
The Marlin energy is it's kind of a feistiness.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Good to see. Is it Avila Farrell, and all the other guys who join us. Ganesh is there, you know. Ganesh, he's in Queens.
I don't know. He says Sheridan is relevant. Is one of our queens, boy. Big up yourself, Jay. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Ganesh different. Folks, wherever you're joining us from, share that like, smash that emoji button. Lots of stuff to get to in the international news. Trump dominating the international news. You got Elon Musk as well there, and stuff happening at Twitter.
Yeah, I can take Elon.
Yeah.
You keep Trump.
Yeah, Trump seemed to think he owned the 2024 presidential race at your end, folks. And he's come out swinging against Ron DeSantis, I think of Pennsylvania. Is it Ron DeSantis from Pennsylvania? Because Ron DeSantis seems to be the rising star in the grand old party, and he likely you want to be something.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody else would be it.
Yeah.
Anybody
So,
else? I don't even know
interesting times
Ron,
ahead.
but Ron
Yeah.
seems like a good person.
Yeah, even though but I like you already.
Like when you know what is there, you know how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like anything else, it's king of words tonight.
Yeah.
King of
Trump
words.
said he rescued his campaign. He came to him with his campaign a couple of years ago in tatters, and he pulled it together for him. And that he has great PR people, but he's a mediocre candidate.
Wow. Trump says that. Trump calls someone a mediocre
He's a mediocre candidate. Yeah, that's what he said. Right?
Trump.
That's
Donald Trump.
That's what he said. What do you want me to do? That is what he said. Yeah, that is precisely what he said.
Listen, the democracy in the US is different. I see citizens go out there and they just do the most, Sharon, when it comes to the way in which they project Trump. I see them having the worst display in key locations, Manhattan not being excluded. They just have the worst display. Very, very disrespectful, if you ask me.
They're different.
In Guyana,
Different.
you think you can go out there and do something like that here, Fred? It's jail time. You're looking at the level of dictatorial attitudes that comes from this administration. You understand?
Correct is right. Yeah, I think the guys are ready. Yeah, so that's happening internationally, folks. We have, in Israel, big political shakeup there, quite like in Brazil. Big things happening there overnight in Israel. As again, the former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he's back. He is back, folks. Won elections. Came out with a majority of votes. They have a different system. Nobody in Israel for a very long time has been able to come past 50%. And so what happens? The person who has the most plurality of votes, the president. They have a president there, a titular president. The president has asked him to form the next government. So. That's what's going to happen. Yep. That's what's happening, folks, believe it or not, in Israel. So Benjamin Netanyahu is back. I wish the other guys had performed really well, because I grew up on Benjamin Netanyahu. I tired now. It's like to share the National Assembly.
Primary school days.
Yes, you're satiated now. You're fed up. You can't get movie system. That's right. When I hear Benjamin Netanyahu, I ain't hearing anything else.
What is their succession plan? That's the thing that
there's
I want.
None. There's none.
To Gay, what is the PPP's succession plan to Gay?
Dead with your boots in the saddle. There's a state funeral.
What is
and a place by the 7 points.
Because who is that person because as it is in the National Assembly right now, if something needs to be said, they have to run to it, because nobody's actually taking up the mantle to say, we're going to be learning the system so that if when we're no longer here, it's going to be a system of continuation.
They don't have any time with that.
Yeah,
William,
and Israel needs to be looking at that also, because obviously this individual is not going to be around forever. So if it's
like, how much is enough?
That's my thing,
right? You had a good run, and you kind of demand. You had a good run, and a tremendous book I read a couple years ago by an author who was chronicling the life of Winston Churchill, Sir Winston Churchill. And he said one of the flaws of Winston Churchill is that he stayed too long. Some people just stay too long, you know. You come here, do your thing, you go to pasture.
Yeah, but people believe that, especially if they have like positives and positive comments coming their way, that is a rite of passage.
Yeah.
And that's why I give a lot of kudos to our colleague right there. I think it's in Barbados, if I'm not mistaken, or is it in Jamaica? My goodness, I'm mistaken right now. That basically is saying that she's not going to be going forward anymore.
Jamaica, correct.
Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Good. That she's not going to be actually staying forward, and her ratings are extremely high. She is the highest. That is when you go.
Yeah, the ratings high. Then when they got to pelt you, and you know.
Yeah. What's his name?
So on.
That's
when you go when they on a high note.
Who got pelt? Somebody got pelt.
On a high note.
Somebody got pelt. Like when you were at the stage that you getting pelt, it is that is about you know that your time.
Some people here coming close to that. Some people here coming real close to that.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
They're gonna hook them off the stage.
I saw a video that with the new King Charles, you know, actually out and about in the streets, and someone threw an egg at him.
I don't see King Charles. I see William. I don't see.
Yeah, no, I saw him, but someone literally threw an egg at him, like it just burst right there on the ground.
Charles should have deferred. You just pass.
Yeah, but
pass. I can see a guy in the next generation.
Like, what's the purpose?
So you got to add this again in the next couple of years?
Yeah, well, I did tell people when it comes to anything and the way in which conversations are had moving forward, it's all going to be on William and his wife, Kate. Yeah. So let's see how that works out.
Yeah. And Twitter, folks, Twitter, you know, enough of you don't use Twitter. And I wish I had some more of you, some more company on Twitter, but you know, Musk went down there with a sledgehammer into Twitter, bought him for $4 million, and he says on the verge of declaring bankruptcy next year, right? Because a lot of folks were working remotely still. A lot of folks were still working remotely there at Twitter, and he says, you know, come back in the office or send in resignation. Some send in resignation.
You know, but
so he's in a lot of trouble there.
You know,
a lot of the executives.
Yeah, I've been following a lot of his comments online. I've been following a lot of his comments online because I happen to be one of Elon Musk. I happen to be someone who followed him a lot. I wouldn't describe myself as a fan, but I do follow a lot of what he does, particularly with his business incentives, initiatives, and those things, because it's quite a lot for you to soak in. But one of the things that he did say, and I found it hilarious, if I dare say so myself, one of the things he did say is that I remember you actually complaining about the fact that how much they had to pay, $8?
$8 for your blue tick, you know, to have your account verified. To keep it verified, you got to pay $8 a month. Because it's hemorrhaging money, ad revenues are down. And so they have to find some way to make money as a company. So they now want to sell that privilege of having your account verified. I've been privileged, I have mine verified. And I tell you, I ain't paying no damn $8 to Elon Musk.
So Sharon is not going to be paying any $8.
They could take back the verification.
But I think that Elon Musk, I'm looking for the comment, but I'm not seeing it right now. Nevertheless, so there I was minding my own business when I saw Elon Musk actually made a comment that says you can bash me all you want, something to that extent. That's not the exact words, not bash. He used a different terminology, but he said that you basically in Guyanese slogan, you could cuss all you want. At the end of the day, you'll be paying $8. Good. Sharon, you can cuss all you want. At the end of the day, you're paying $8.
Back the blue tick. That's what I say. Take back the blue tick. You know. Take back the blue tick.
$8 in your skin, don't worry.
My profile, I got
$8 in you.
I got.
You want blue tick? You think
you can take back the blue tick?
You got blue tick, $8.
Take away the $8.
You are red.
You know,
you got the red tick.
Yeah, you know the price of the Wagyu? I saved up for a long time. Give me, I said no Wagyu. You want to take away $8 now? Yes, sir.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes, sir.
The man say y'all could cuss all y'all want, basically.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'll be paying $8.
Yeah.
No, but you know, it gives a different perspective as to what is going on, particularly with a lot of these sites and these companies that have been set up. Because the fact that he went in there and he's looking at the books and he's looking at the numbers, he's saying that they look like they're heading towards bankruptcy. It just gives an idea of this facade of this is this basic pretense that you have.
Musk got to be brilliant behind bailiffs. To buy a company for $4 billion and next year might be facing bankruptcy. Like
no, but he is brilliant. Let us not even get past that. He is brilliant. There's a reason why people actually even go to that level of declaring bankruptcy.
You could be two. You can't to the other end now. You know.
No. There's a method. There's a method to the madness, particularly when it comes to bankruptcy. Donald Trump I think he should be crowned king of bankruptcy.
Let's move on.
King of bankruptcy.
I ain't even That's the way rich people do it.
See? Exactly, because there's a method to the madness, like I'm saying, guys.
That's the way people do it. That's really good.
You think
folks
in
the Ukraine, you know, this war is taking its toll. More and more, the Ukrainians are seeing territory that was almost ceded to the Russians are being deserted.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem, That's the problem. And this here has implications, right? You want something so bad, but can you hold it?
Yeah.
Can you hold on to it? Right? And we could extrapolate from that.
Speak, sir.
You want it so bad, but can you hold on to it? That's the problem. You see? They wanted the territory. Now they get territory, they wanted the more. They wanted the more. Remember this always say that to us? You was going to die if you didn't get it. And now you get it, you still die. You want it so, can you hold on to it? You know the amount of soldiers they got in all those places to maintain it? Left the home front exposed.
Yeah.
All them old tanks they drive it in there. You know, exposing themselves daily. Now the folks see them, giving up on more and more of these territories. And there's another notation there, Julian, if you can help me. You know the eyes. Right? More and more of the territory they are giving up. Right? More and more of the territory they are giving up. Yep. And folks are describing the scenes there now as chaotic. That's what I was looking for. As chaotic, as more and more of these towns are abandoned by the Russians who were holding them.
No, but and the thing is that the cities that they're abandoning are cities that were referred to as strategic cities. Like you just said, you must have it. You must have this city in order for you to accomplish something. Like, yes, we got this city. Like,
can you hold it?
Then there's a now what?
Yeah. It's like
I don't think they got that plan in
some people see wrong these parts. They want this thing so bad. You think you could run a whole country? You look at some of them boys and the stress and the stress. Every time I see Irfan busing down, never got a smile on his face. But then look at Mayor Motley, cool, calm, and collective, always in control. Right? You know what I saw overnight? I saw an editorial out of Jamaica Gleaner that says Mayor Motley, when she finishes however long she wants to be Prime Minister of Barbados. Mayor Motley could be a good contender for General Secretary of the United Nations. I saw people putting that out there. Can you imagine that? In such a short space of time. And this is not razzle-dazzle, This is the sheer brilliance of the woman. And you all know we have your own contention with Mayor Motley and that.
Yeah.
Right? But when you recognize talent, you can say, you know what, this gentleman here, this woman here, that specialness. Right? And that woman is special in that regard. Her mental prowess has catapulted her onto the world stage. What does Barbados produce in comparison to we? And last of them, Lordy, if you ask, who's here for Nali?
Mayor Motley. That's
who's here for Nali? They say, who?
Mayor Motley.
Who is
Mayor Motley?
What's here for?
Barbados could have been doing whatever challenges and all of those things they have. Mayor Motley presents herself as a leader, a strategic leader, a strategic thinker in the 21st century. And that is something that people look for. And not just that, she's a female strategic
on some of these scams. Because how long Jack you doubt he?
Well, champion of the art.
But UN Secretary General. That's where he should have been graduating to.
Well, my thing is that
He
all
should
the
have been
accolades that person would have said
His
he
age and
would have
stage.
amounted when it comes to climate change and all of those things. At
Me
no
see
point
that.
in time have I ever seen him giving any presentation at any forum that is recognizable.
It's not that.
At
It's
that
not only
level.
that. It's who is calling your name. Like we had a yeah, for a second. Like we really bad. Folks, you need to part. Think about that thing. You need to partner with me so we can keep the lights on and the doors open. Please keep the lights on. I said GPL outside. My Lord, I said like GPL outside. That was a close call telling me home. Telling me home. Lucy dogs. Lucy dogs. Carry the meter. We need you. We tried out the SOS. SOS folks. We got Cash App, we got PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, and Western Union. We need you like never before. We need you like never before. Help us. Help a brother out, folks. Please and thank you. We need you guys.
Sharon literally said, lose the dog.
Oh, yes.
I did not just let that pass. Sharon said, lose the dog.
You mean to tell me you whole life experience, you never lose the dog? What kind of life you been living in this country? You never you never lose the dog.
I told many people come and use tie the dog.
Oh, nobody tell me. Oh, that makes sense. I wonder why people always run up the road hollering. That makes perfect sense. You tie the dog. You tie the dog. It makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Next time.
Oh, gosh.
Next time.
Simon Jar said, girl, you forget Papa Jagabat make Vice News.
Yeah. You went real big with that one. I was about to make it point before we had blackout. It's not what stage you're going. It's who calling your name. It's who said
Vice.
Vice News. Vice News said to come looking for criminal. Then he live in Rome. Jesus have mercy. So we wish the folks in Ukraine all the best, guys. We wish the folks in Ukraine all the best. We can get the region yet. Maybe see about the time. We had a trade though. We got some stuff we want to share with you. Just before we had the blackout. The blackout has detained us. Before we get like blackout, no? Yep. And we know this is what we're following in Peru. You know, like the Peruvians learned from us. You know, they had no confidence motion coming against the prime minister. That they held very quickly. Don't go on the road. Don't go on the road. You know what you have. You don't know what you will get. Right? The break stuff real quick.
Somebody give them the dog.
Yeah. So what? You ask if I snooze? Huh? That's what happens when you bring no confidence motion. You see if I snooze? The wrong set of people come in. The wrong set. And then people pull that with no confidence motion. Quick. Sorry.
So not today. Not today, Satan.
Not today. We can find another way. We can find another way. Folks in the 592. In the 592. Alright, in the 592, lots happening as well. Lots brewing this morning. And this is I think do we have it?
Yes.
I don't know if the blackout thing will be here. Yeah. A young man was found over the weekend dead in Luzignan on the road. And now we have some more details coming out of that. His name was Delon Hendricks.
Correct.
He worked in that general area there. And CCTV footage from the area suggests that he was knocked off his bicycle. Right? And stabbed several times to his neck and robbed.
Yeah.
Himself and some friends had a late night, just gotten paid the day before, had a late night at a venue in the area, and he was making his way home. Lashed him up with some wood off his bicycle. He was found with several stab wounds to his neck, and the money he had was missing, which wasn't anything, that could live for the rest of your life on. Several stab wounds to his neck was found.
This is crazy because I did recall the person speaking, particularly the neighbors that heard his screams.
Yeah.
That's a very, very sad situation because those persons ran out, to see what is going on, if they can offer some help, but it was too late when help did come to him. And I did say, sometimes you know what is going on, particularly as it regards crime in the country.
Yeah.
just try your best to not be in certain areas and certain things. You just
At certain
avoid
times
it.
too.
Yeah, just those
Sometimes, yeah.
timings are not. It's not safe. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, that's not a country that we want to be living in. We want to be living in a country in which it is safe for you to be out and about. It
Yeah.
is safe, but the reality is not so. Very, very sad, and our sincere
Correct.
condolences to his family. That
Right.
Hendrik, very, very sad.
It's
A
not
young
getting any
man,
better. Not getting any better.
young life
Right.
snatched away.
Yeah.
Criminals are
Yeah.
out there, and
The folks promised us a crime prevention plan. We're still waiting.
Sharon, what?
Still waiting.
What's the hurtful thing about it? Somebody always knows
Yeah.
all the details to
Yeah.
what happens. Somebody's always harboring the fugitive.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody somewhere is giving the people that murdered him
Correct.
food.
And I
clothes,
don't think it's a
shelter.
loner too. I don't think it's a loner from
Food.
the
That's why
from
I said
the report.
That's why I said the
It's
people.
not a loner who perpetrated this dastardly act. But on that front, there's that. We've been talking about the other pandemic, or the pandemics that we have, the 7 plagues under these guys here. You got the brutality against women and girls in our society. You have that happening, and also you have the carnage we always talk about on our roads and our waterways, and that continues today. There are 2 land surveyors who were found drowned in Bamidai. Yep, there was a boat mishap there, and these 2 young men are found drowned.
Yeah, very, very sad again, and we're seeing the 2 names being mentioned there is Terrence Thomas, 29-year-old, and Jermaine LaRose, 34 years old. And those are extremely young people.
Correct.
These things are crazy. Land surveyors, we can't keep having both mishaps so frequently. And where is Edgel? What is he speaking about these things when it comes to the inspection of these boats and making sure that they're properly equipped with safety gears and all
without
of
leave,
those
of
things.
course. Absent without leave. And he's trying to come to grips with the last incident, because 2 days ago you had the presidential convoy boat,
and the radio announcer there from Radio Essequibo.
Correct.
News.
And here we have in today's Starbucks news, they are giving an account of the survivors who said that everything happened so fast. I mean, 2 days ago you had a mishap, and 2 days before that you had Edgel's convoy knocking down a man on the East Coast Road. This presidential convoy by boat. Right? This boat of reporters, even some from the office of the president, were flung overboard in this boat here. And what's interesting? The president's trip continued as though nothing happened.
Yep.
And he got people from the office in the river fighting for their life.
Yep.
Right? And he continued his trip like nothing ever happened. Well, some folks are counting the lucky stars, having survived that mishap on that front.
Those persons are saying everything happened so fast. They're absolutely correct about that. And people, because I'm very familiar with the river and how it operates and all of that. My father always tell me that you have to have respect for the river, because you don't ever take it take it for granted, because the worst thing could happen, the snap of a finger.
Yeah.
I say that to say that you don't wait until the boat hits something, a rock, or the water start going in. However, for you to actually put methods in place, safety measures in place, you have to be prepared at all points in time for anything to happen. That's why all your passengers supposed to be strapped up with life jackets and all of those things, because you have to be prepared. You have no time to think and all of those things. If a boat hits a rock and just splits open, you have no time to react and go and look for jackets and hook things up and all. It is not. I think that the administration needs to bear full responsibility for that tragedy there. I'm not too keen on the details when it comes to the land surveyors, but that particular trip with that radio announcer, the administration needs to bear full responsibility for everything that happened. You do not have a situation in play that persons are not properly equipped to deal with any emergency.
Correct is right. And while we're tracking that land fund and saying thoughts and prayers to all of the family who were involved are involved in those situations, whether it's Delon Hendricks or these 2 land surveyors whose name you've called there. Thoughts and prayers go to all of them, because it's such a hard time. You come around to Christmas and all that, you expect to spend time with your loved ones, and then boom, you're trusting to
But
money.
it's a good that's a good reminder that you had just it's coming on to Christmas, and because and let me tell you what happens coming on to Christmas. You have a lot of mishaps, a lot of people are a lot of lives are put in danger because everybody trying to hustle and make that extra dollar.
Yeah.
They're not too concerned
Yeah.
with whether or not they have safety gears and so for
Yeah.
you, because everybody's about a hustle to get an extra dollar in their pocket. The buses they try to take the time they take to do 2 trips that they want to do
Yeah.
3-4 trips now because they want to hustle and putting your life at risk. We can't accept it. You have to speak out as a people. You have to take that responsibility to make sure that you are safeguarding yourself and your own
Correct.
life. Let us just be responsible as much as we can during this holiday season.
Correct is right. And we're tracking some of the stuff happening again in some of the editorials. And this is one we saw this morning. It's quite interesting. Opportunity is talking again about all of the non-functioning standing committees in the National Assembly. 2 years on, you got some important committees that has never met. The Economics Committee, you got...
no, economic has met.
Economics.
But yeah, continue. I'm going to give you the 401 on the
Go ahead.
economic.
You should sharpen.
Because the Economic Committee, I just want to tell folks, the Economic Committee is one of those committees in which you rotate the chairmanship of it. The first chairmanship was held by the APNU AFC, in that person being Sherwin Holder there, you know. And one of the things that persons need to understand is that immediately after it was to rotate to the PPP and Bishop Edghill was to take over, no meeting was called since then. So the last meeting the Economic Service Committee had was the last meeting in which the APNU AFC chaired the committee. So since the PPP 10 years started for them to chair the committee has not met. And this is Edghill again.
Oh.
Right?
That's how that went.
Yeah.
That is how that has been going. And here's Santa Cruz again pointing out in this editorial that's talking about all of these very important committees, important checks and balances, and that interrogate the work of the administration have not been meeting, and they put the blame squarely at the feet of the speaker.
Yeah.
It says, while there is no doubt that of all the speakers of this country, has had over the decades, Mr. Nadir is the least impressive. Right? And the one who appears most unsure about what the post entails. Now, that was part of the editorials. It's a waste of time. Total waste of time. Absolutely and totally waste of time.
Yeah. And we could go back to the Economic Service Committee as an example. Let me put it like that. The Economic Service Committee, there's a statutory meeting date for that committee. But you need to have at least a notification sent out that the meeting is coming up and whatnot. So you have the secretary of the committee, which is a parliamentary staff that actually communicates with the chair and so forth to have those arrangements made so that those notifications are sent out. That has not been happening. When it comes to the PAC, since the 10th of October, the PAC was supposed to be meeting every Monday because Parliament is no longer in recess. When we came back in from recess, we were made to understand that we cannot meet because renovations are going on in the room that we utilize there at the building. So it's like there are several things that you really need tightening up on, because for me those work need to go out very, very aggressively. The Economic Service Committee, it's a huge committee. Those things you have to go out there and do inspection and check and see what is going on and all of those things. Look at the work plans for the different ministries and those things. It's not being done because persons are just making a mockery out of the whole systems by not having the committees function. That's how I see it.
It's just always something with them. Just always something. Big issue this morning, folks. Big issue this morning. Guyana, Twitter, I want to hear you on this. As a culture,
I spoke on this.
As a culture of eat and beat. A culture of eat and beat.
Wow.
Folks, over the weekend, a young man took a woman to the Marriott. He took a horse and stuff, said he was going to the washroom, and Mystic disappear.
Washroom or taxi? I don't know.
He said he had to go somewhere. I think he said he was going to the washroom. He called the taxi after he left the table. Beat out, Mystic, $56,000 in food. There's a lot you can unpack from that, extrapolate from it. Guyana, culture of eat and beat. Eat, and pay. This government, all over again. Look at public servants. Worked, driven like animals.
You'll be surprised to hear the bill that government probably have there.
But government, they want to pay. You see? 2 years, do you think the little pay increase still relevant? That 3 point something per year? Big money flowing through this country. How much you told our listening and viewing audience they're paying for the power plant? For the gas station? 900 and something million.
It's just a 900
right?
US.
This is US.
Yeah.
Right? And believe it or not, that price has doubled from the initial costing under the previous administration after the AFC.
It's a PVP.
It has doubled.
You know how much people got to eat?
900 million.
You know how much people got to get a bite?
Yeah. Of that cake?
Mm-hmm.
Of that cake.
You know who will not be getting a bite?
Public servants.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Government eating.
Yolanda Thomas says is the 8 Guinness for me.
Yeah. Eating the bread. But they want pay.
I think I'm very cheap to carry out when I do look at the bill.
Yeah. 56,000.
I think I'm very cost efficient. Yeah.
Public servants too. Public servants very cost efficient. They require much. They want to work hard for the government of the day.
Marine says
right.
She saw a different outlook. Dine and dash.
Yeah, same thing. Dine and dash. Eat and beat. You name it. Whatever is your phrase. But it's happening. And this situation here is only emblematic of the wider society. Everybody wants something, but they want to pay for it. Right? They don't want to pay for it.
But it's different for me, some people are going to be upset if I come in this direction. I'm going to go there nevertheless because I'm not really concerned about who gets upset with what.
Who vex.
Who vex, basically. But we keep telling people all the time that there's always this big announcement made at the administration of this new hotel that is being put up and this lavish outlook that they're presenting to the Guyanese people. And I keep telling people that lavish outlook and those expensive restaurants and hotels and so that they're announcing, it doesn't benefit Guyanese. They're putting those things there and it makes good headline and it paints this picture in your mind, but then you have to question and ask yourself whether or not you as an ordinary Guyanese will be able to afford to even to dine at the restaurant, or you'll be able to afford to actually sleep in the hotels and those things. And when you look at your budget and you look at the cost of those places, you will quickly understand that it's not being set up for you.
Correct.
It's not there for you, the people of Guyana. So I always say that don't get excited when you see the administration come forward and they say, oh, well, we have this brand new hotel coming, or we have this new restaurant
coming. Fine print, yeah.
And when it comes to like casinos and so, like me personally, to each his own, let me just put it over as that. I don't want to come over as hampering anybody's
progress and development.
all of that. But if you don't have money to spare, you should be the least person to be seen in a casino. Let me just put it over like that. If you haven't established yourself to the point that you have extra cash and you don't know what to do with it, then you have no place in a casino. Let me just put it over like that. Oh, you buy your lotto by all means, the $200 and so forth. Yeah. But you should not be in a room, in that environment that it is designed to mess with your psyche, to make you believe that you're one step closer with every other $10,000 you spend to winning something big. There is a lot of psychology put into the way in which you do those things.
If you catch in a car or a bus to go and eat $56,000, your priorities will mix up.
Your priorities will mix up, exactly, because if you can afford that, it simply means that you have your own car, you have your own house, and if you don't have your own car and your own house, you shouldn't be there.
That's a car installment with the money.
That's my point. That's my point.
And then, we're hearing folks say on this issue that happened here at Marriott, that's not the first time. Some folks said, I saw on social media, that he went with some other folks at Palm Court. The bill was higher.
Sherrod,
the modus operandi
young people in particular buying into this idea of glamour in a country with oil resources, and they don't understand that there is a blockage, there's a wall blocking them. There's this blatant division when it comes to their ability to access that lifestyle. And the first blockage that they have is that they don't have the salary to even attempt to go through that firewall that has been put up there by the
salary for the Wagyu.
You
Don't have
understand?
the salary for the
Don't
work.
mix yourself up, and it's okay. It's okay to be honest about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to be honest about it. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to pretend, because the people that are actually dying in and all of those things, it's government. Let me tell you, government got on account with all of those things. Let's just start at that point, right? And in government, you want to see the police go in and arrest them for not paying the bill, because when it comes to government buildings, and so ask GPL who owe them the most money. Ask GPL who owes them the most money. Anyway, let's move forward from that part. Those persons, like I always say, the white collar criminals are the ones that actually go out there and do the most, you know, and then the red carpet is rolled out
Yeah.
for them when they
Eat
do
and beat.
things,
That's
right?
what I like to do.
Right?
Eat and beat.
So when you see government officials dying in a certain area, you don't see nobody paying at the
Yeah.
end of it, because that's on the top, you know, it's placed there.
It's a new, it's a new me.
Later on, you know, somebody can take care of it whenever. You, on the other hand, that's not you. Understand the division is why when the representatives
Alien.
when the representatives of the people come into your community, you ask these hard questions. You ask them, yes, you're talking about this, and I spoke about the airport that they're talking about putting in region number 6. You ask them, yeah, you put in this airport here, but we can't even afford to buy food at the end of the month, so definitely we will not be able to travel. How are you planning on making sure that we have the money to actually travel and use this airport? Because what's going to happen is you're going to have an airport there in region 6 with foreigners passing through, and then they're going to start pushing you farther back so that you can't even access it, because the people they want to see you when they pass it. You don't want to become second-class citizens in your own country, basically. Tenants, as me and Motley put it over. Don't buy into this dream. It is not a reality. You cannot afford these places, and that's why we come on and we talk about it all the time. We talk about it. We said you have to acknowledge what is going on, and then you're going to fight the system. You don't pretend as though you can do it, and if there's no shame to not being able to afford $56,000, I can't afford $56,000 a meal. What is that? You know, only if I plan to eat like 3 days to the month.
Very good. Very good.
Guys,
so you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that, you know. As you say, first you gotta be comfortable with who you are, where you are in your life, and stop the pretense and this Instagram lifestyle. You go and hang out with this, you got these kind of friends, and everything is bushy with you, and then people hunting you down or ringing down your phone for the money.
I need to start taking pictures and uploading it of my lunch and so forth. I cooked this morning, 5 a.m. I was up cooking boar with beef and rice. Healthy stuff, you know, because I have to cook lunch. I did afford beef this month.
Merry Christmas one time. Merry Christmas for you. To you. That's gonna do it for us this end, folks. Mavis Daviswell and Lila Jacobs and Ravi DeRoop and Maureen Williams, Maureen Chichester, all the Marines, and Marcel and all the other guys joining us around the world. Thanks for joining our program this morning, our humble program. FYI, it's a privilege being here with you, as you just said when she started, with you guys every day. You know, that's the fuel.
Yeah.
That's the fuel. That's the fuel. This is the anniversary month, folks.
Your shirt button properly, right? I was just remembering the photo from the big issue with the button shirt, like the way in which the shirt was buttoned. Mm-hmm. It kind of bothered me.
Oh, it bothered you a little bit?
Yes. I don't know why. It kind of bothered me.
Yeah, nobody can call me for that. Me for 56,000. I eat out by the place.
And your shirt button properly.
Yeah. This is going to do it for us. Anniversary month, folks. We want to keep going, bringing you credible, valid information every day. We're available on Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union as well, folks. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your support. We thank you for your generosity. We're going to see you back at 12.
See you at 12,
guys.
Yeah,
see you at 12.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.